the big race of the day, the listed two-year-old trophy race at Redcar, the 330. I would say that in the last few years, the place to be is bang down the middle. Last year, drawn 11 right through to 17, filled the first 7 places. High numbers generally do well in this particular race. This is a very tricky race, Billy. Let's go over to you first in terms of dissecting it, what your fancies and what you've looked at.
It's a very tricky race. It's such I won my nuclear physics tie, which was somewhat easier than going through this race. I look at these races more with a view to which horses have been prepared to go well, and I think Andrew Balding has prepared Trading Profit for this race.
Quite lightly raced as well.
Quite lightly raced. I think he was last in the Mill Reef, but he had a troubled preparation. He's been got back right for this. Connections are positive. Ushin Murphy is riding, which is you can't claim in this, can he? 'Cause it's too valuable. But he would be my initial selection.
First thoughts, Tom?
Well, I was going to say, it seems as though Ushin Murphy doesn't really need to claim at the moment.
No.
He looks very much like the apprentice jockey of the season so far. My thoughts on this, I look nowhere else but from 14 downwards with the lower weights in this one, and I like Mecca's Angel. He was second at Ascot, falling behind one horse which rides. There'll be a bit of form that we can look into today. There was one that it was behind, which runs at Ascot, I believe. And then it beat a horse called Umniyati, which also runs at Ascot. So look out for that. I think it's the 205 at Ascot.
Won't Mecca's
today.
Angel require a bit softer? I remember backing it at Savile. I mean, if it's back at Savile, then I'd fancy it. But I mean, it's good to firm there.
Is it good to firm there? Honestly, I think it'd be quite versatile in terms of the ground. You're right; it might not get the cut like some of the horses, but it's still in the race. They haven't withdrawn it. The ground can't be such a worry there. And if you do look at that 205 race at Ascot and look at the one,
you think that's a pointer?
Yeah, a massive pointer. The one horse that beat it, I think it was behind it by half a length, and that's running in a Group 3 today. This horse walks into a race with a good handicap mark. He's got 8 stone 9 on his back. I really think that's a good bet. Mecca's Angel.
Catherine?
I'm with Emirates Flyer, Pete.
Yeah.
Drawn 16.
I'm with you.
Are you?
No, I am with you, very much so.
Well, you've been in good form this week.
Yeah, we have, haven't we?
You have.
On off camera.
Yeah, Emirates Flyer. I've actually been watching this horse all season. 100,000 guineas as a yearling. It was actually only beaten 2 3/4 lengths by No Nay Never at Royal Ascot.
Yeah, good form.
Yeah, very good form. Winner over 6 furlongs at the July meeting. Has run over 7 furlongs the last twice. Second to Kingman at Sandown.
And we all know where Kingman heads next year. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know I totally take Billy's point, and more so, I mean, Ushin Murphy, another winner at Ascot yesterday, unbelievable. And Camino, Chris Hayes coming over, taking the ride for Kevin Ryan, has got a few other mounts on the card. But I think probably my main selection would be Emirates Flyer.
Does Emirates Flyer really quicken, though? Do you think he's got the pace to quicken, and he's going to have to quicken in a field like this?
Yeah, I think he can. It's just the fact that he's won over 6, he's back to 6 here. I think it's a great draw. Was it still 16-1 last year? Yeah.
Still 17-1 last year.
Until 17, yeah.
Yeah. Billy?
I'd also like give a mention to Ben Hall, who went off far too free last time. I think it's 6.5 furlongs rather than 7, but dropping back in trip. He was 7th in the Windsor Castle at Royal Ascot. I think John Gosden could get a good tune out of him.
I'm going to spring one on you here, right? I've made note of this. Now, this horse is currently 66 to 1, 100 to 1 in places. Red Pike, have a bit of that. It's all gone quiet on me, but I mean, it's drawn 18. If they come up the middle, nice big price each way. Red Pike.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for one of Smart's horses there, it's got to be the bottom weight Lexington Rose.
Yeah.
Raul the Silva comes in, and he's arguably a bit of a specialist off this bottom weight of 8-1. Last year's horse, Body and Soul, also won it off 8 stone 1. And this is currently around 40 to 1. If you're looking for an outsider, I think that's the one to pick, Pete.
Really?
Yeah.
It's also, sorry, Tom, were you about to say
No, I was going to
interrupt him anyway.
I was about to say as well. It's worth giving a mention to Richard Hannon's Anticipated. It's been running in group company, back to listed company, yeah.
So, I mean, Billy, from a betting perspective, I mean, I know that you like these big fields. I mean...
Not this one.
Not this one in particular. So, I mean, you wouldn't bet on it? You'd advise watch and brief or
I'll have a bet because I'm talking about it. I've had a look. I'll have a bet on Trading Profits. I do think Tom's got a good point. Lower down the weights is maybe a good place to look. Emirates Flyer, again, I'm going to be negative here and say it's got a lot of weight. Morning Post I would take on, because I think the first time blinkers last time, and it's still hung. So I mean that's
and also second time wearing blinkers doesn't always work.
No.
Right, okay.
Well,
time for the. Sorry, Tom.
If I could just jump in one that's second time blinkers as well, and this is another big price, 50 to 1, is Urban Dreamer. This travels 356 miles up from Devon today for this race, and with his blinkers on first time, was second to the top weight. Was it Words and Deeds, or
Okay,
Deeds,
on that note, Tom. On that note, Billy, your selection, please.
Trading Profit.
Trading Profit.
Yes.
Is your selection.
My
I'm
selection.
going to give you three because we've got a big field. Mecca's Angel, and then two big outsides at 50 and 40 to 1 respectively, Urban Dreamer and Lexington Rose.
Okay, I quite like Lexington Rose as well. Catherine.
Emirates Flyer.
Emirates Flyer. Well, I'm in agreement with Catherine. I don't know how much that means until 3:35 today, but I'm with her on Emirates Flyer.